I think instead of, I think we'll do more if we put it in part of the raffle, though. We'll raffle it off instead of.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
And if you need to, I can do a separate thing. I got my own tickets if we need to, unless you want to put it with amongst all the raffles too. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
However you plan on doing it.
Oops. Slacking. Damn.
We're on though. They just can't see us.
Wham! There we are. There we are. Hey, it's been a very couch potato weekend since Thanksgiving. I have glued myself to the couch watching horrible 80s, 90s, 70s movies.
And everybody,
just all the good B movies.
Even when you don't eat a lot, you still go into the food coma.
Yeah, I mean, I did not eat very much, but I was like
2 pieces of turkey and I was out. I mean, I probably less I've eaten.
Yeah.
At any Thanksgiving I've ever done. So then, of course, your brain cells are gone for a while.
Yeah.
So
I was just trying to watch all the old movies Dad and Grandpa would watch. So pay a little homage to them. Okay. We got Tim Butler behind us with
Caracalla.
Caracalla. I looked up the damn pronunciation, and I had it when I did the promo, and then I lost it.
We just got 2 bands in town, real similar names, but
they have C's in them.
That's about the only. Said completely different. I don't even think the other one's around right now. I haven't seen them play in a while.
What's up, Joshua Ricks? How you doing?
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, I put your guys' band name on a few flyers throughout the day. You guys been together how long now?
Almost 10 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say I definitely.
We started. We got together in the summer of 2014. And we were playing shows by 2015.
Yeah.
So
I can't.
Went by in a flash.
Yeah,
10 years.
I'm trying to remember. I was with Librium for a little bit, but
I've been to like 5 bands.
Yeah, we played a lot of shows with Librium.
Yeah, in between Deo and Brian.
So I don't think we ever played a show with any of my bands together. Rabbits or Rabbit 666. I don't think.
I want to say we did, or we
Cemetery
planned a show
Suicide.
and you guys weren't able to make it, or something. I can't remember.
They're too bougie.
I thought we tried to. At one
Too
point.
bougie. They're posers, right?
And then all my other bands, yeah, it's like seems like we record and then we break up. So yes, I'm on.
Don't record.
I'm on several recordings, but no active bands on it.
So we got our bird back there. We're gonna kind of transform it into a bald eagle and make it a little less
Make it a different bird.
cartoony. I mean, I think it was an eagle at the beginning because, like I said, that beak is only really, really common to the eagles that I can think of.
Birds of prey for sure.
Well, ravens and crows still don't
Owls
have
have them like that.
Okay, they're stubby, way more stubby than
Yeah, still birds of prey.
Yeah. And we painted an owl.
Yeah.
And it's Natalie actually has that.
So that was a tin owl though, or whatever, golden owl, whatever it's supposed to be.
But it was an owl.
We did the what was the name of the movie?
Clash of the Titans.
Crash of the Titans.
Boobo.
Yeah, the little metal owl.
Boobo.
Yeah,
Josh
that's how it flies. That's how owls fly.
Yeah. This one was more like beep boop, beep boop. Yeah, we're going to talk about Very Merry Christmas, or Very Metal Christmas, 4th annual. Yep. We'll get into that in a minute when we swap off. Kevin's got a few things to plug.
Well, we'll still plug the 2 shows because you still got the Metal Mayhem. Right, yours isn't metal. It's in the Salina, which is on the 9th.
Yep.
And that's a toy drive too, which will be kind of cool.
And Matt was our guest for last week, right?
Yeah. Yep. And then my band
can do the Kirby's.
Is doing Kirby's with the Embarrassment. It's actually the Embarrassed Men.
Embarrassed Men, yeah.
Embarrassed Men playing the Embarrassment from the late 70s, early 80s. And from what I can gather, it's the embarrassment, but they're all grown up now. So
we'll definitely find out next week. Bill's going to be coming on, and he's going to tell us all
clarify
about
more.
this show. But Minus Angst, BRX, and of course the Hater Coalition and
Americana.
Nah.
Americana. Yeah, they're a kind of a punk Americana type.
Yeah,
obviously.
sounds like it's going to be show. I know Jared's trying to make a big celebration out of it.
Well, that'll be cool.
Pastries.
Anybody that's been around there knows who the embarrassment is. They put out at the Tallgrass Festival last year. They did a documentary on it.
Yeah, I'll try to find that.
Go to YouTube, look it up.
Do my homework.
I haven't found I don't know how long the documentary is, but all I found was like 4 or 5 minute segments. So maybe it's just a 4-minute documentary.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was kind of cool.
Documentary.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. And so a lot of people around town know who they are.
And speak of Jared, what's going on? That is Kevin.
Yeah, I'm the one. I'm the lead vocals in
I'm JRB5.
And this has nothing to do with the band at all. We do art and talk to other bands. In fact, hardly my band stuff outside me promoting our bands and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back there and start painting and play the old switcheroo, and then get talking about the very metal Christmas.
Got one other thing on the 2nd. My costume troupe, we're doing a Christmas show with Christmas with Santa on the 2nd in Cowtown, and then we're doing another one the next weekend on the 9th.
Yeah, both Cowtown.
Yeah.
What's up, Santia?
I hope I said those right. I got so many Christmas stuff coming up right now.
Oh yeah, 'tis the season.
So she just calls me up and says, "Okay, you're a gnome or you're Santa."
Yeah,
just tell me. Yeah, just tell me what to wear. After that, I have no clue.
Say that.
And she was telling us to be at costumes today, and I was thinking, why am I going to put my fairy costume back on? It turned out she wanted my gnome costume. So
the flyer's right there where it's already hovering over there, Kevin.
the one that's on.
The point, yeah.
The one that's on.
A good timing, a good spot to flash it up there.
Well, we'll do it right now. There. So who did your flyer?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I use my amateur Photoshop skills.
No, actually, it's
every
kind of
so
cool.
often.
It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. I'm thinking that. I'm trying to remember what I did. I know one year I did like a Santa hold an arm or something with a mic.
Yeah, that hangs in our band room. That's the one that I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
I can't remember what else you did though.
another one was the apocalypse, wasn't it? I did like the
Horsemen,
4
you said.
horsemen, and I
Yeah.
made Santa one of the horsemen.
Yeah, I think that might have been the first year.
Yeah. And what's his name from Contact got that one.
Yeah.
The vocalist, the one that got killed a few years back. But I don't know. I do so many pieces. So I'll probably keep it Santa themed again, but my morbid sense of Santa theme. So tell us about this very Merry Christmas. Almost said
Very
metal. Almost said a very meal Christmas. I can't see that far. I'm going blind. What can I say?
Well, we've been doing it for 5 years. This is only the 4th actual one we've done because 1 year after COVID and all that, we didn't have one.
No one had anything.
Yeah, so we missed a year there. But we've just been trying to keep it going every year. It's obviously it's a good cause. I think benefit shows are what I like to do the most. We get the most out of that. We get the most people. The most money comes in, and that money always goes to whatever.
Or you can bring in toys too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just speaking in general benefits, money, toys, whatever we have them donate. I've always just liked doing benefit shows in general. So
because I know you had a bunch of bags full of toys, and then you also had a wad of cash too when you walked out on one of them. I don't remember them all.
And they always kind of count it up when I take it into them, and they figure out how much it is so they can write you like a receipt or whatever. And I mean, usually every year it's usually around 1,000 or more that we're donating. So I mean, everybody has been really good about showing up.
Definitely keeping it local.
Helping making it successful.
One of the long-standing pure children's part type stuff that's actually in the Midwest too. The children's home has been around longer than a lot of places.
Yeah.
And not in the country, obviously, but it's probably up there. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not, one of the top 100 at least in the country.
Yeah.
But I know in the Midwest, it's one of the oldest, if not the oldest, facility, the children's home. Little history. I actually worked as a backup for about 3 years there, and my wife actually worked. My ex-wife worked there for full time for almost 20 years. So it's a good
Did you have
cause.
something to tell me there, Kevin?
Huh?
Did you have something to tell me there, Kevin?
Like what?
Your wife.
What about my ex-wife?
You said your wife. I thought you got married this week.
No, I said I switched it right
No, I
after
know.
that. You know, it's kind of like the Marines. Once a Marine, always Marine. So once married, always married.
Good Lord.
So tell us, you got some. Looks like you got JWL.
Yeah, we got.
I can't read the rest of it. You know the bands.
We got a bunch of bands this year. We got JWL, Love Like War, Synapse, and Inside Job, which they're going to be kind of the soft intro into the night of heavy metal. They're I think they do more like I haven't actually seen them, but I watched some of their videos online and stuff.
I'll have to check them out because I don't know who they are.
They're more of like an alternative rock type. So, and that'll be on early in the night, kind of get everybody ready to really get,
All right. And yours truly will be there painting. Hopefully.
Yep.
We're going to be a tad late, but I'll be ready. And because I'm not 100% sure. So tell us, how many albums you guys got out now?
We actually only have 2 albums. We did one full-length album, and then we did an EP, and we're working on another one now. But yeah, as far as we had a lot of years there. All we just wanted to do was show.
Right.
And we were just playing out all the time, and we didn't really write too much. So
I just always, for me, I want to get recordings out as quick as possible.
Yeah,
it's always nice to have.
Well, that's what like our first album before we ever played our first show. We had it recorded. We had it on CD and everything.
Oh, okay.
I guess we got into this groove of just playing shows, and that's all we were doing there for a while.
And nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of bands who do that. It's just how many times could people come up? You got anything recorded?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm afraid I don't.
Yeah, no, we're actually trying to put more focus on writing new music now. So
and I haven't seen you in about 2 years. So, or did we do it last year?
We did last year.
Okay,
that was the Barleycorns one.
Okay. Sorry, last year.
It all blends together.
My biggest memory, and you'll understand this one. I was the MC/host for Lizzie's strip club.
That was last year.
Okay.
That was last year too. So had all these gorgeous women around me, and I was MCing and I was selling art and stuff like that. and hey, if somebody had thrown enough money out, I would have done a pole dance too, but no one did. So
they wanted to see that.
Yeah, that was actually Santa Spalding. So it was how we get. So like I said, like we were telling you before, we just talk about anything you want to talk about or nothing. It doesn't matter. But that's the show. It's going to be the 16th at Champs. That's one place I've never played, believe it or not. But
Click
Yeah.
the overlay back on. Up there.
I think they're trying to.
now which one is
That one.
this one?
No, the overlay. Up one.
I have no clue what you're talking. This one?
Yes. There you go. We'll make a podcast.
Okay, what did I just click? Nothing changed.
Yeah, it did. See the artist alt at the top?
Oh, okay. So how to get the comments? Is that the one that says comments?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we get people on here too. Every once in a while we see somebody saying numbers on here because we haven't done it for a little bit, but for the longest time we always did.
Let's not even talk about it, Kevin, because it's like a sore spot in me. I'm a failure. It morphed way too fast.
Okay. I am in the Haters Coalition. Josh is not in any of them, Jared. It's that simple.
All right, moving along.
And now moving along. Yes, we're talking about the bands. He's in Caracalla, and we have on the 16th, there's going to be a show there, stuff like that. So I remember when I first met you too, and it was one of your first shows. You were talking about you wanted to, and it was funny. You told me that the way that you growl and scream and everything, you did it so hard that you pretty much just ruined your voice until it got healed.
Yeah. Well, that was when I was first practicing and everything, and really trying to be serious about it. I went in to work one day after, really practicing one night, and I hadn't quite got the technique down. And that's really what it all comes down to, is doing the correct technique. If you don't, you hurt yourself. I couldn't talk to my boss at work for the next 2 days. Like I was shaking my head yes or no to answer him.
Your boss was probably loving it, huh?
Yeah.
I remember you said, and I get that because you learn to do the technique by not doing it right too, though.
Yeah. It's
because I can tell there's some shows when I'm not doing it right, and there's other shows when I know I'm doing it right, because it depends on how well I can talk afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the more shows you do, even if you're not doing it wrong, the stronger it gets anyway.
Yeah.
So
But
it does help doing it right.
Yeah, and I noticed too, there's sometimes also the sound, like your monitors and everything on stage, can also affect you in that way, because I know sometimes if I can't hear myself, I try to push myself too hard, and then sometimes I can still end up getting a little raspy, because I'm pushing it too hard.
Yeah, the worst I ever did. Couple of shows when we were traveling, going to these smaller bars, and all they really have is a karaoke setup.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, going up against the band, it's not even loud enough, and I'd be screaming at everything I had and still not be able to hear it. And it's like, why am I trying so hard?
Yeah.
But it does, yeah, because it's like, that's when I started, okay, I'm going to bring my own PA from now on, because it doesn't matter. You call someone up, oh yeah, we got it, and you get there and it's just, like I said, a karaoke setup. Or nothing against the DJs, your systems can't handle what a full metal band throws out there, and you can try. I've never seen it work.
No,
I've never seen it work unless somebody throws in a really, really big system. But I don't think people realize when you're in a heavy metal or hard rock band playing, there's a lot of power going out there, and it's good. Yeah. And I think some of them are starting to figure out they just switch the whole systems, because I've seen it where they've done the rock bands or the metal bands with DJs in between. And it's amazing, because DJs, I think they're just used to switching people out and maybe just a small board, but when they have to switch the whole system out. Bands, 5 minutes, they're up and out. DJs a little bit slower. And I think it's just because of what you're used to. Stuff like that too. So playing live. So we were talking about, so you have 2 CDs out. I know Dahmer did the artwork on one of them. Did he do it with both of them? Carl Dahmer?
No. A buddy of ours, Aaron, did the first one.
Okay. Because we had Carl Dahmer on here about a month ago.
Yeah, I love his artwork. It reminds me of, like, you remember back in school the what was it called? It was the book of scary stories.
Mm-hmm.
Scary Stories of Tone of Dark, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That art style.
Yeah.
That's what it always reminded me of. And I always loved his art. It's wicked. And
Yeah.
it really goes good with metal, which is obviously why he probably does. It seems like he does a bunch of metal work.
Yeah, because I know he'll like you get a digital copy from him, but to get the original, you're gonna have to really push out some cash. So, and stuff like that. So, and even the digital copies are not inexpensive, but he's well worth it. If you want somebody, and you're definitely a metal band, probably a little bit more on the heavier side of metal, because that's the kind of artwork he does, kind of a gore type looking stuff, and he's definitely worth the look.
He's not drawing flowers and rainbows.
Well, and it shows by the bands he's in too. Yeah. I mean, he's got a new one called something now, Corpse Burner. Yeah, Corpse Burner now. And so I'm curious to hear them.
They did their first show a couple weeks ago. I listened.
Yeah,
what they had on.
I got to meet him. I got to meet Dahmer at CryptoCon a few years back, and he was just sitting there scratching some stuff out. And now he knows I'm an artist too, but back then I didn't talk about it or do anything at the show, because I was there as Captain Spaulding. So stuff like that. So but we're slowly becoming. Every once in a while, I'll do my own little tribute to Carl Dahmer, and I'll scribble some stuff out. But I'm not him, so don't expect my stuff to look like his. So I got my own warped sense, and you already know that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. See if we got anything from Yeah, Santia said it was a cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Santia. You know Santia, right?
Yep.
Yeah, acoustic. Let's see. Oh, who that guy is? Timmy Page? I'm not even going to.
That's our guitar player, Warren.
Oh, is that your guitar player?
Yeah, that's our new guitar player.
So why does it say Tim? Is that an
I
inside
don't
joke? Yeah, I heard you switch. I heard you switch guitars. So I haven't had a chance to see you with the new guitar player. Looks like
Yeah. Well, yeah, because for a long time we were 4-piece, and then we started doing 2 guitarists, and
Kevin flashing everybody.
we
Did I?
Probably.
Good.
brought Warren
Full
come in
moon out
2
tonight.
months ago.
Trent Green. That's a
So you back
old
to
homie
4
from the
now?
old
Or,
Librium days.
so you back to 4 now or 5? Or
No, we're back to 5. We brought in Warren and Charlie Somerville, but Charlie's been with us for a while.
Okay.
But yeah, we actually just played our first show with Warren last week at Barleycorn.
Yeah.
So we were actually asked kind of last minute to fill in for our buddies John Woodson's leg.
Yeah.
So,
I saw that put out actually.
yeah. It was pretty late by the time we got on, so
John wasn't late.
it was a good show, but yeah, people were retiring for the night.
Yeah. It's cold. It's hard. Like I said, I've been in hibernation mode, just sleeping, not doing much. I mean, this is the only time I paint. It's like I said, the last couple handful of paintings kind of didn't sell, and it just always kind of takes the wind out of you. I mean, you create to create, but you want it to sell because you got a family to feed. It's like, hey, that helps.
Yeah,
I
you
got a
want
day
your art
job.
appreciated too.
Yeah, I got a day job, but it barely covers the bills. It doesn't even. I don't know how I'm making it.
Ain't no day job covers bills anymore, man.
No, it's a blooming miracle. I do got one question I kind of been asking all the musical types, just because there is on stage. But what is the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you on stage? You said what, 10 years? 10 years with the
Man, I tell you, I don't think I've really ever had anything that. I mean, we've all had bad shows.
Yeah.
We've had shows like, man, that, like. I don't know. Probably one of the worst. Probably one of the most embarrassing things was recently. I did a show with Rose of Rejection at the Cotillion for the Ozzy Osbourne thing, and I was just getting over a lot of, all that stuff that's been
Kansas
going
crud
around.
stuff.
Man, and at one point my voice broke pretty bad. And it's like, yeah, of course. When I find, I haven't played a show at the Cotillion in years, and I do, and it's in this condition.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, so that was probably the worst thing that's happened. But yeah, I haven't had anything like traumatic happen on stage.
Yeah, I think mine was like I said, the Librium days. We were doing Oz Cafe. I think I don't think it was any. You remember Oz Cafe? I mean, they had in this moment they had brought a lot of good bands through. Deicide.
When was that? Like what year?
I want to say
2015 or somewhere around there, or would be earlier than that.
I want to say 15.
What's at the Oz Cafe now? What's there? Or is it just empty?
I think they broke it up into because it was like right across the street from East High.
Okay.
And I think it moved down by the Magic Store. And it was down by the Magic Store.
Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of new stuff in there now.
Yeah.
Like a hair salon.
So I mean, I can't remember the guy's name, but he did a lot. He comic books.
So
and
yeah,
stuff.
I think we might have been actually coming in to the scene when that was
Yeah, 'cause I mean,
finishing up or done because we never played there.
I think Librium went on 10 years without me, but we were doing a show there, and I just broke into the Roger Rabbit. I think I about got kicked out of the band that night. I was there in the middle, that was a McBeeism. Matt McBee, I don't know. He's been in lots of bands, but we're old homies, and we were in bands, and he would just dance stupid doing the metal.
It's good not to take yourself too
Yeah,
seriously.
yeah. It's on video somewhere, and I think I edited it out. Romero, yep.
Somebody always knows.
Yeah, Trent was there. He was. I don't think he's missed a Librium show ever. Yeah, it was good, fun days. I don't miss it. I don't want to be in a band no more. I'm good.
I'm telling you, it's rewarding, but it's also rough work at times.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody gets to see the end product, but there's a lot that you don't see that
Especially,
you have to work through to get to the end product. You know,
I get a band established, and we get some songs established, and then boom, it's gone. Then I start another band.
Yeah.
Last 3 years, I've had
12 bands.
4.
Oh.
But it just seems like every time I
It's
come
punk
around-
rock, man.
Well, one of them was the same band, just different guitars, but he couldn't handle the music from the old guitars.
well, it's 4 or 5 personalities you're trying to get
Yeah.
to mesh, you know, and it's just it is what it is, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, and even when you do get a good solid group together, then you become like brothers, and then there's
It's always tension.
you know, there can be
Yeah, I
but
mean,
you know, it's just like I said, it's like having brothers, you know, you fight, or maybe not fight, but you have disagreements, and you know, there's a lot of that too. So,
Like I said, you said you were recording right now, right?
well,
In the process of-
we're working on writing. Actually, we're
Yeah.
kind of doing a concept album this time, and like I've always been into history, like big huge history nerd.
Yeah.
Our band is actually named after a Roman emperor.
Yeah,
So, and I'm super like into the whole Roman Empire because I was like born in Italy. So like I have this. My parents were in the Navy though. I'm not like
Yeah,
Italian.
Yeah.
I was just born over there.
Still,
But you know, still you kind of, you know, it's in a way part of who you are just
Yeah.
because it's about you. So like so that's probably why I lean more towards being so interested in them. But I like all history. But
Yeah.
this new album working on is a concept album. It's just historical stuff. And so far we have the Knives on the Senate Floor, which is a music video you can go watch. I don't know if you've seen it, but I did all the it was actually a Carl Dahmer piece.
Yeah.
And I took it into After Effects and I did all the animations myself. And it actually turned out pretty good for my first foray into After Effects.
Yeah.
You know? So, but yeah, Knives on the Senate Floor. And then we recently released one called Kruna Ruka, which is Serbian for the Black Hand. And that's the group that was basically fighting against Austria-Hungary back in the early 1900s. And, you know, Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated and all that started World War One. Well, the song's about the assassin.
nice.
And we actually hired a Serbian voice actor to, in the middle of the song, there's like this big long instrumental.
Yeah.
And so we hired a Serbian voice actor to speak, to say some of the quotes of the actual assassin. So you actually hear some Serbian being spoken in the middle of the song there.
Crazy.
So that's pretty cool. And then we just finished writing a song called 1888 about Jack the Ripper. And most of Caracalla's songs, might be surprised to know, have very little obscenities. Most songs, lyrical content alone, are completely radio friendly. Like I don't use a lot of cuss words, but the Jack the Ripper song, it had to be extra gory, extra violent, extra obscene.
Yeah.
So it is jumping out of our it's actually jumping out of our norm, and it actually does have some pretty
like I said, when I was writing, I didn't, but as I got older and still tried to do things, I tried to come up with another word, but other than, you know, that word or whatever word I was, you know, throwing in there. It's like, there's got to be a word.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, it's like, yeah, that fit better.
Yeah. But we will be actually debuting that song for the first time at this Christmas show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
So we have not played that live for anyone yet.
Awesome.
We haven't recorded that one. We released Knives on the Senate Floor, Kruna Ruka, and we actually also got the rights to and released a Chimera cover. So that's all on Spotify.
Yeah.
But from here on out, nothing's being released until we finish our album.
Yeah.
So we just put a few out. We just put a few singles out there because it's been a while since we put anything out there. It's been a while since we had played shows.
Yeah.
So, you know, even though things are going on behind the scenes, like, you know, we never stopped.
Yeah.
Just, you know, you have to do you know, life goes on. People leave the band. New people come into the band.
Takes time.
And that's just the life of a local band, anyways. You know, nobody's making a living off this. So you know, we all got lives, and and sometimes that has to be, you know, priority wise. Sometimes it comes at the bottom of the list for some people when, you know, it comes to family and career and things like that, which is totally understandable. So, you know, that kind of, we ebb and flow with that. And even though we hadn't really done anything for about a year as far as shows or releasing any music, we were behind the scenes, you know, training the new guy and trying to write some new songs. So
like I said, I follow this guy. I talked about him last couple, but Bacon Bits is his tag on like TikTok and stuff, and he's like he works for some kind of label, but he's given very good tips, and some of it can translate to the art world, you know, because I mean, artists and musicians aren't, you know, very very different, you know. It's just,
I consider musicians just artists.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
just a different different
type,
paintbrush,
yeah.
you know, different paintbrush, and so a lot of it can be translated into things. And he's got a lot of good information. He's given out all kinds of course, you know, his pitch at the end is on. If you don't want to do it, you know, you can hire me to do it, or consultation is a lot of what he does. But he, you know, he'll take you on. He'll flash up, but Bacon Bits, check him out and give him a listen.
Yeah. Check it out.
He's always got some good. He's on TikTok, Facebook, you know, I think YouTube even.
Okay.
But he's always coming up with good information. It's like, oh, and a lot of it's, you know, duh, you know. I mean, like one of the things he always preaches is, okay, if you're a local band and, you know, you want to build that connection, well, stay for the entire show, you know, don't just bail out after your set.
Yeah.
Someone from the band has to stay around.
Yeah.
We get people after work, and that's fine.
Mhm.
But most bands, you know, since COVID, hardly anybody's playing to 3 a.m. anymore.
No,
Once in a while they are, but
it just depends, you know. But yeah, it's like,
you know, so I'll always stay, you know.
I mean, you know, when you get into rock and roll, you know, you're like headline, but then, you know, locally, you know, you're
The truth of
you're
headlining.
playing to the bartender.
Yeah, truth of headlining is
Yeah.
that you're playing at 12:30, and most of the people are really
Watch.
drunk and they're ready to go get Mexican food.
Yeah, or already have went to go get Mexican food.
They're on their way out the door.
Especially some places, a lot of places now are sandwiching the traveling bands to try to get people to stay around.
Mm.
And so you got the traveling band, and then you got the local band playing in hopes that the audience will stay around. But if it's like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, even your audience isn't going to stay around. I've learned that.
Yeah, it's
That's the reason, you know, COVID was a good thing on that. Hardly any of the shows anymore past 1 o'clock, which I enjoy.
Heck, you're old.
You know, so are you.
yeah.
Well,
that's
okay, then.
that's the old guy in us talking. 'Cause
Yeah.
you know, I don't
Okay.
drink beer when I go to shows anymore. I drink coffee.
Yeah.
When I'm getting ready to go to a show, I drink coffee, man.
But why? Okay, then all these big bands, why do you think they're always done by 11?
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. I
So
mean,
they're not.
They're
not
getting old too.
Yeah, even the younger ones, they get, you know, those guys that hit it big early.
I mean, you know, I love it when we can play a show where we're playing it. You know, the show ends at 11. You know, we haven't played many of those
Yeah,
because, you know, it's the dive bar scene. Your whole point is to bring people in to drink. you know?
right.
So,
Well,
which I don't have no problem with. It just,
and there's a few bands out there that are like, how come you're not playing all ages show? And I go, well, first off, yeah, the kids are there. I got it, but there's money to be had, and the kids will not be spending money. That's the biggest thing you'll notice. They'll spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on some huge famous band for a T-shirt, but they won't spend the $10 to $20 for a local band
yeah.
unless they're a huge fan of them, which most and kids just don't spend money, and part of it's because they don't have it,
Yeah. Some of them just don't have it.
you know, and stuff like that. So it is what it is.
That's a good segue. Do you guys got a merch website on the anything with merch on?
We don't have a website. And, I mean, typically if anybody's going to buy some merch, I'll hand deliver it to them. You know, like if you want a shirt,
That's
let me know. I'll bring it by. You know?
because I know the one that has Carl Dahmer on it. I think I have that one. I got
Mhm.
it from you, physically from you.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a few different shirts. We got actual tumblers, really nice tumblers that got Caracalla logo etched in them and everything. We have our own death metal soap that we sell. You know, there's always that joke about going to a metal show, right? You gotta bring deodorant to spray, you know. So we went ahead and brought some. Actually, I make it myself. It's a
was it brimstone
a
and
hobby. No, it's
fire and brimstone scent.
Actually, Carl Dahmer made our logo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's.
I mean, I have to purchase one of those just to have a Carl Dahmer piece because I'll never use the soap.
I'll have them at the show.
Yeah, I don't shower.
Why not, Kevin? Why won't you use the soap?
Because it's a punk thing, man. I
You
shower.
tell me what to do.
I shower once a month whether I need it or not. It's not time yet.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really good if you were to decide to use it. People usually compliment. They go, "Oh man, I feel really clean." You know, it's better than
chemicals.
It's better than those squeeze bottle body washes and stuff. So.
Actually, sometimes it's more of a maybe we need some mouthwash, a punk metal mouthwash.
Yeah,
because I catch a lot of people when we're the last band playing because we sandwich somebody and they come up to you and you can tell they just puked and they have that smell. Mm-hmm. Here. So then they can get drunk on the mouthwash too.
But yeah, it's the logo is pretty cool. It's like the Grim Reaper. He's got his hood. He's got his robe hanging up behind, and he's in the bathtub scrubbing his back with a little brush.
Yeah, he just I don't know. I don't want to make it about him, but man, he's just such a phenomenal artist. And when he does something, you can tell it's his, even if he did the Misfits thing, which inspired our Misfit piece right there behind you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, how do people find out about these shows? We find out after the show starts. So darn it, people, if you got a show coming up, Josh and I will make something for that show. Just let us know, at least a few weeks ahead of time so we can get something done.
Share the love, y'all.
Share the love. Yeah, because he said somebody contacted him because I asked. And they just out of the blue, somebody contacted me. How come no one out of the blue contacts me? And Josh or any of the others, it's like,
hey, I contact you out of the blue.
Well, he did.
Hey man, it's that time. I guess it's not out of the blue now. It's kind of.
This one, if I would have seen it, I would have thrown myself on it anyway. So.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to get thrown together, and we were doing it at Champs this year, so that's a whole different thing. And
Champs is a good place to play, though. And the cool thing is they serve food too. So
yep, food.
So there's no excuse. Well, we're hungry now. They got some real good bar food. That kind of stuff.
No skipping out early because you can eat there.
It's amazing how good food is at bars. I don't know why it's always good at a bar.
Yeah.
Well, because they do the real
drunk.
Yeah, I was about to say usually because you got some alcohol.
I don't know because remember Lizard Lounge when they had those hamburgers, those stuffed hamburgers they made?
I never had one of those.
Oh my gosh, those things were.
Never tried one.
You eat one, you're full for a week.
But we did used to sit there and munch out on their appetizers.
And stuff like that. So they just make some good stuff and whatnot. So and Champs is that way too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we played one other show there about a year ago, and they got a new owner not too long ago.
Yeah.
And so we played there, I think March of last year, 2022. And he kept asking, when we was going to come back, and that's when we hit that lull with, having to get our new guitarist and all that. And it's like, well, we'd love to come back, but we got to get this guy up to speed. And
it amazes if you're as you can see the big world bands be able to get somebody, and a week later somebody's playing all their stuff because they can get people like that. When it's local, I mean, I've seen you guys play several times. Love your music, but do I know your music? Not really.
Yeah, you probably hear some things that you recognize,
right?
But yeah,
and it's mainly because of the voice, or hey, I know this song kind of thing. But it's not like those.
Not enough to just start playing it.
Yeah, it's like
we got a few songs that are kind of hooky. I think that if you hear them, they kind of stick with you.
But also you're not. It's like bigger bands.
Yeah,
they're on the radio.
We're not Korn that you've heard "Got the Life."
Yeah.
A million times. Yeah, of course not. Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like so it's always a little bit tougher unless it's a prior member that comes back. I've seen that.
Yeah, yeah. We've so 50% of the original Caracalla is in this band, which is me and the bass player. But Tyler, he was with us originally, and it's just one of those things that he had things going on and he had to leave the band. But sometime down the line we need another bass player, and he was free, so he come back.
Yeah, to be able to do 10 years, that's something.
Yeah,
That's something.
it's hard work to get a band to get put together, but it's just as hard to keep it together.
Yeah, it's definitely, I can attest to that, because I've recorded 12 songs over the last 2 years with 3 different bands, and it's getting tougher and tougher to remember the songs from each band. And the newer stuff is like, God, I did so great. I want this song from here. Our last thing, we recorded 5 songs, and I think I played them live maybe once or twice. Never got a chance to just get them out of my system, so they're still there. And it's like, I may have to do a karaoke thing or something.
Yeah.
A tribute album.
Yeah, to myself.
Tribute to yourself.
The Hazer Coalition plays music from.
We are covering one song from them, but from Pretty Okay. But we're also covering some because we got Lance and Darren from Boot. I don't know if you remember them or not.
Mhm.
But,
They
had some of the
punk band.
Yeah.
We played our very first show with them at the Alibi.
Okay.
What was it, over on Harry?
Yeah.
The Alibi Club?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's there now. I don't know. It's changed names.
Yeah,
a
it's
few
something
times.
different now. I know it was like it's been different things since then, but yeah, that was our very first show. We played with Boot.
Okay, yeah, they had some songs that weren't with lyrics yet that they pulled out, so that was kind of. It does help when somebody has some. So we played the one song, and it's nice being with musicians like that. They sat there and heard the song one time, and they played it. We played it twice that night, and it was almost completely on. I was like, wow, okay. It's kind of nice when you got some people that can play like that. So not me. I can't even remember my own vocals, my own words. It's like, what song were we singing? Oh, shoot. I don't remember what to say, but
That's a good thing about my style of vocals. If I forget the words on stage, I can just make the growl sounds that go with it.
I'm better making it up, or I'll just repeat the first verse over and over. Because the one thing I know for sure, our live set sounds nothing like our recorded stuff. I mean, there's similarities, but there's going to be some stuff.
There's a few of the same notes.
Yeah. Oh, the songs aren't completely different, but we don't play them completely how they were recorded.
Yeah, we don't either. I mean, we've had so many.
You got your live version and you got your recorded version.
Yeah,
that's
we've
just how
got.
it is
I
with
mean,
us.
we've had several musicians come in and out, so I try not to be like. I don't expect anybody to be a robot and come in and play the music exactly.
Mhm.
It's like we want it to still sound like the song, but if you want to add your own little flair to it, that's cool too.
Right.
But
And that's the thing about
So-
local too.
so
a
it's
lot of
changed a
times,
little bit.
because like I said, when we switched, the one guitarist, he just wasn't even close. And then so it was just like, okay, we'll just write new music. And then once he did the new music, we got him finally to get close to one of the songs, which is cool. I'm fine with it. Been nice to be able to play a 9-song set instead of a 5-song set, but
Yeah.
is what it is. And whatnot. Did you just give him a muscled arm? Or is that supposed to be a wing? It looked like a muscle arm.
No muscle arm.
Having flexing.
What are you talking about? There's no muscle arm.
And say, I'm an American bitch.
American. We still got the
American.
laser eye to his predecessor. The pigeon, the cross between a pigeon
And a
and an
cyborg.
eagle and a cyborg, because he still had the eagle beak, but he looked more like a pigeon. I like this one a lot better.
I thought he was looking more like a parrot, but just because of the colors we were going with. Yeah, I laid down the bass, and I figured you'd probably flare out some of those more of that white. It's kind of. I didn't touch the beak because I kind of like the way it looked with the background coming through, but I see you did it. I feel like making my goofy little red tongue coming out.
I was getting ready to
Just completely.
do the tongue.
You
Your
know,
goofy little red.
well, you know how I make them all like, not just the tongue sticking out. I make it all crooked and whatnot. You've seen it if you look at my,
Yeah.
I'd make it longer than that, but you're fine.
How much longer we got here? We got about 15 minutes. You want to do another roll on here, Kevin?
Bird looks amazing. Love the beak. That's from Gina. Yeah, I know. We're actually kind of motivated on this one. Last week, we both got done with sitting it up once, and we just weren't feeling it. I'm actually feeling this one.
Well, actually, this is the third podcast with it, and yeah, I mean, I kind of had a pixelated. I was kind of do a pixelated, and then we had a guest that went on there. He did, you know, I mean, like I said, if you wanted to paint, we'd let you paint, but it's like 15 minutes.
I'd ruin it, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have
that's
that.
kind of what we do.
That's
we
not
just
my
kinda,
gift.
we
Trust
ruin
me,
it.
unfortunately.
if we thought you
I
ruined it,
wish-
we just paint over.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the beauty.
Then you'd hurt
was-
my ego, man. I'd see the eagle all. I'd
Well, we leave
I'd
a
see you
little
paint over
part.
my shit, and I'd be like, oh man,
If you do a stick figure,
I'd
on
never
here,
pick
what
up a
would we part?
paintbrush again. No, I gave up on drawing when I couldn't draw.
You know that laser
Well,
eye?
hands.
When I was a
hands the
kid, I was like,
hardest.
man, it was just too much. I could draw a Ninja Turtle like nobody's business.
Yeah.
You know, I could do
Oh, they
that.
should have been here when we did the Ninja Turtle. Then.
Yeah. Hands are definitely the hardest.
Yeah.
I still struggle with hands and feet.
Well, maybe somebody should have told me that back then. I would have had more.
Yeah, they definitely are. And I mean, I've watched, but like I said,
I remember that was the discouraging thing when
Yeah.
I was trying to draw. Like I couldn't nail it.
Anymore, if I'm doing a hand, I'm screwing up. I'll just do it like stick figure hand, and then I figure out how to fill it in later.
it's
Hey, I
basically how
can't
it
paint
is.
hands for shit,
Yeah.
but I don't stop it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, no.
You ever notice that in the
Oh,
AI
yeah.
paintings? The
Oh, yeah.
hands are all.
Yeah, either have
Weird
3
looking.
hands or 3 legs, or
It's like a horror, like a nightmare
Yeah.
version of something.
Yeah.
Like what has hands like that?
because I mean, like I said, doing flyers and stuff, I'll use AI all day long. Because I mean, I'm getting paid $20 a flyer. I'm not going to sit here and make an original
Yeah.
art piece.
Yeah.
Now, if the
Unless you
band
get paid
hires
$300 a fly, right?
yeah, if the band
Mhm.
hires me to do, you know, a logo with artwork and stuff, then that's different. But
Mhm.
you know, yeah, I'm getting paid $20. I'm not gonna, you know, and that's basically what I use AI for. Either get
Yeah.
inspiration or just simple promos. But
Mhm.
yeah, I fucking use the fuck out of it, dude. It's like saves me a lot of time because before I was having to, you know, like take bits and pieces to create that, you know, and do a digital piece, and takes
You-
hours at
You
best.
get what you pay for. I mean, that's how it works.
You know, like I said,
And it, you know, and like that's probably what I would only use it for too.
Yeah.
I haven't used it for flyers actually yet, but now that you mention it, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's probably what I would use it for too. And you know, like I said, it's flawed still to the point where it's not like something you'd want to use for an album cover.
No.
Some people,
You know, because like I said, with the hand, you can look and see the hand,
Well,
stuff like that. And
I still
things
think
kind of
legally,
look off with them,
Yeah.
you know.
I think still legally you couldn't just, you know, and do it, you know, but I think you could, you know, you got to modify it. You know, it's what 20% is what you can. I think if you modify an image like 20%, it's basically not theirs anymore. And, you know, that's how some people get away with, you know, just
Yeah, I know
stealing
there's like
stuff
some
from the internet.
disclaimer when you generate it that it's not really yours or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So like I said, I mean, you throw it in the, you know, usually got to throw it into Photoshop, fix the hands, you know, take away a leg and, you
Yeah.
know, give them eyes.
An extra leg.
Yeah. I did, like I said,
there's
I was
been
doing
some-
horses and it kept giving me 5-legged horses.
And I think
I'm
it's
like, what
been
is this, Odin's horse? You know, I mean,
I think it's
half
been-
of Odin's horse.
I think it's been the same with you, though, Josh. Some people bought my art and then used it as the backdrop for some of their flyers. I've had some of my art, especially when I did all those ones. When I did my version of the mask for COVID, and I was making the big gas mask like it's
Yeah.
in World War One and
Yeah.
two and stuff. Some people bought those, and some of them have new bands, and they put them in the back of their. Hell, it was theirs. I didn't care anymore.
Yeah,
They bought
I
it from me.
It kind of goes with the terms of the sell, I guess. You know, I mean,
They let me know they were doing it, but
yeah.
which was cool because then I picked it up and
Todd Fisk says, "Wake up, Kevin."
wake up.
Yeah, he says, "I want to know tips for the longest scream growls."
The best tip I could give is work on your breathing. You know, breathe into your diaphragm,
Yeah,
hold it. You know, I don't do a lot of like warm ups or anything like that. I probably should. It'd probably do me good.
yeah. I don't know, like
We get up for practice and I make a few stupid sounds. I'm like, all right, I'm warmed up, you
Yeah.
know, and even though I'm not, but you know, I really don't do a lot of warming up.
yeah, like I said, technique and stuff. I don't remember doing
Breath
delivery.
control.
And
I can do
Yeah.
one that we learned from my group because you sit there and hold your stomach and go, huh,
Yeah.
huh,
yeah,
Yeah, breathe in
and
that.
you got to do it all from your belly.
Mhm.
If you do it from your lungs, it'll be like it's different.
It's a
Yeah, I
different sound.
can't even do it now from my
Yep.
high anymore because I'm so used to doing that. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You choking, Kevin?
So that's.
I'm not joking. Ask any vocal coach; they'll tell you that.
No, I said, are you choking? Sounds
Oh,
like
my
you're choking.
God,
Yeah, I'm definitely liking our Eagle now. It's definitely not the turd that I hated. I loathe that thing. But yeah, like I said, when I joined Librium, like I say, Deo was locked up and I was saying this kind of supposed to be temporary. And I had, been in a band like a year or so before, maybe longer, but kind of took over vocals at the end, but we didn't get much time before we broke up, so I didn't have, And so that was my first challenge, and it was just, just scream, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I didn't, I did it well enough to where I didn't fuck myself up, but I didn't put much thought into it, I mean.
Yeah.
And metal really wasn't my music,
Mm-hmm.
But here I am, frontman of a metal band, and I screaming was, therapy. But I wanted, people to understand my lyrics, and there's not, like, I mean, there's some bands that, I don't even know what that's called, but scat vocals. But yeah,
I do focus. I like to focus on enunciation, and I know a lot of it's still not going to be picked up because of the style of vocals, but I do think enunciation is pretty important. You can hear a difference between, even in deathcore, you can hear a difference between the vocalists that focus on doing that and try to enunciate their words, and others who are just kind of growling the sounds.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to try. I know it's hard to understand either way, but I want to try to get some of my words through.
Yeah, I mean, people
especially one of those, especially there's some songs where you just have like a line of words if you just really want it to punch through because it really delivers the point of the song, And so like those parts, I want people to be able to make that out, So.
All right, let's say we got about 8 minutes. Let's switch gears back to the event just so we can drive that on home. A Very Metal Christmas at Champs, December 16th. Toy drive, correct? Yep. Raffle and prizes.
Yep.
Raising money.
We're going to be raffling off cool stuff, merch. Kevin's going to be coming and doing another one of his paintings, and I think we're going to raffle that off as well. We're probably going to talk to the other bands, see if they would like to donate anything to raffle off. So we'll have some cool prizes and stuff.
Some merch there.
It's a bigger event this year. We've got, usually in the past we've only done 3 bands, so we're doing a lot more bands. We're starting it early. It's longer.
Yeah.
We're going to have, like this raffle. We haven't ever done the raffle before. We did the auction for the art. When Kevin would come, he would do like a pretty cool piece. And I know when they had the art troupe, the first couple years, they would all, didn't you guys all on the first one? Didn't you guys all work on one? I think you guys all worked on one. And
doesn't sound like something Kevin would do.
Yeah. But then that was auctioned off.
Yeah.
So instead of auctioning it and having like the live auction this time, I think we're going to do just a raffle.
The last few times auctions, I'm just kind of.
It's kind of pitched as toy drive, but it's not just a toy drive. If you want to bring cash to donate, cool. What the children's home has said they would really like is things that the kids use daily. Deodorant, soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes, grooming equipment, stuff like that. Needs instead of wants. So all that stuff's welcome too.
Yeah.
Of course, definitely bring toys because it's Christmas and you don't want Christmas to be just about what they need.
Yeah.
You want to have fun stuff too. So the intent is to get a mixture of all those things.
Yeah.
Some cash donation, some toy donation, and then some things that will address actual needs too. And we seem to usually have a decent
mix of things. Yeah.
And I think the cash, that's what that goes to.
Yeah.
The cash is going to go to more of their needs.
By socks and underwear.
Yeah, stuff like that.
That wouldn't have on hand necessarily.
Yeah. We try to, and I've tried to over the last few years, I try to get them to maybe have a representative come and address the crowd between the band or something, but I think they're just so busy, they're never able to make it out.
Yeah, that's I've done.
They're trying to get the Christmas thing ready over there, and so I think it's just too busy for them to really pull anybody away. So, which is understandable. We'll handle it, and we'll show up with, stuff for the kids.
Yeah.
That's what we're there to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time of year I can guarantee it because I've worked there before and other people donate too. So they're literally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we go in there, it's not like, oh, the metal band with donations is here. No, we're
They're
just
like place them over there with all the other
Yep.
stuff.
put them over there in the corner. Thank
But
you.
that
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
but all that stuff will be gone in like 2 months.
Yeah.
All that stuff is gone. I mean, it's amazing how much. So even on Christmas time is a good time to donate.
Yeah, for
at a
sure.
place like that. So
Definitely. So that's again, that was the what day is the 16th?
Yeah, it's December 16th. The week before, actually, Caracalla will be opening at Temple Live for the Throws of Rejection show.
Yeah.
Us and John Woodson live, or John Woodson's leg.
Yeah.
The
Dime show, right?
Yeah, and I've been doing that for, I want to say 8 years, 9 years. I've been doing it. I play a few songs with Throws, so it's kind of cool. I get to play with my band and Throws that night. So
I think Librium was on like the first one they did out at the Elbow Room.
Yeah, it's been going a long time.
Yeah,
I think it's been going. Yeah, I think it's been going.
because it was raising money for the strings.
Well, I don't think it was then. It was just kind of a tribute to Dime, is what it started as the Elbow Room. I think it was all the same people. It may not.
The guy that did the guitar thing for kids.
Yeah.
No,
That wasn't there from that.
I think it was. It just wasn't announced.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
I slept since then.
Yeah.
I know it's been going on for probably like,
But I don't know if they still are.
7 years, 6, 7 years before I started in it.
Yeah.
But since I've been doing it, it's always been a charity. There's some charity. It's like, I know they've done VH1 Save the Music several years.
Yeah.
And then when I first started, I think it was the local guy that they
And
donated
guitars,
money and
yeah.
they did like lessons. They did lessons.
He had
for-
that like School of Rock type thing.
Yeah, and it was like free guitar lessons for underprivileged kids and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all, and that's another. And I gotta say, like the benefits are my favorite shows. We don't walk away with any money, but more money. If we're having just a regular show, we might make $30 or $40 a band member on a local show. If
Enough
we
to
were to
cover
split
the
it
tab.
up between band members,
Yeah.
on
That's
a
how
decent night.
The art's
If-
that way too, man. You've
If
seen it.
yeah.
A couple of auctions that went for $400 or $500. I couldn't even sell that same piece for $50.
Yep.
Yeah,
But when it's for one of these benefits, man, people show up and they want to give money and they want it. And it's like you make your shows far more successful and it's going to a better cause.
Yeah.
So but I don't care about putting $30-$40 in my own pocket. You know what I mean? I mean,
Like I said, it's not.
Yeah.
that's a little bit of beer money for the night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not.
That's how-
It's not everybody's bread and butter.
I want
Yeah,
enough for a
yeah.
cheeseburger. I'm good.
The local level, it's about passion.
So you
until
can buy me a cheeseburger just as easy as give me some money.
And like I said, nowadays, like I said, I was seeing something about Corey Taylor talking about, how much, you ought to be a millionaire. And he's like, what? I mean, anything after the streaming, once streaming hit, I think that was what killed being a famous, well-paid rock star, because
Mhm.
I mean, unless you got, other things going on, unless you take what little money you got and invest it into something. And
Today's successful bands, the same as in the past, you still got to really tour your ass off.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's like, the whole Swiftie thing's big right now around here because of Kansas City and stuff, but she still has to, for her to be where she's at, she still has to tour her ass off.
Yeah, and I mean, even them people you gotta respect. Even if you don't like that music or whatever, you gotta respect it. They're working their asses off.
yeah, it's definitely tough. You got to keep.
I actually had to
Merch.
go to that. I had to go to the Taylor Swift concert movie at AMC.
Ooh.
I had to take my kids. That was 3 hours. It actually, I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't that bad. And
She's a good performer.
I was like, you know what? Taylor Swift is a lot like Queen in that you don't realize how many songs of hers until you hear it all together, and you're like, I didn't know that was Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
If you ever sit down and listen to Queen, like you go to a Queen concert, or I mean, you can't go to a Queen concert now, but it was, and all their work is together. You damn near every song.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow.
Last one I did that was when Foreigner came through. Oh my God, it's like 3 hours of all like top 10 hits.
Yeah.
And you're like, and every single one of
Yeah.
them. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, she plays like 45, 50 tunes, man, while she's up there.
I'm good.
Yeah, I play 5 or 6.
Well, watching my girls get excited. Oh, this song, and then they're singing with it. That's my entertainment. You know, that's
mine's
what
old
makes
enough
me.
now. She's like in the rock and
Yeah.
playing guitar and learning some AC/DC and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
don't get me wrong. I put on Pantera and they're in the back room like read, respect, walk. They're into it all. Yeah. They're just like me, man. They just listen to every music.
Yeah.
Which why would you limit yourself anyway?
Yeah,
I get like having things that aren't your cup of tea. Like, nah, that's not me. Like
just have fun with it, man.
Yeah, like I listen to. So much stuff.
Go to a karaoke bar and pick out the songs that you've heard 1,000 times on the radio and just blare it out in death metal vocals.
I was listening to 80s pop on the way over. I listened to 90s alternative and 80s pop. I've been listening to a lot lately for some reason.
Yeah, I'm liking our Eagle. We're gonna wrap it up here.
You tell I'm trying to make feathers now out of everything. It's gonna have to be a lot of layering.
A lot of layering, Kevin says. Kevin likes layers. I don't like layers. I'm not an onion. Kevin is an onion.
In fact, you got some of that soap in your car?
I'm a garlic. I'm a garlic.
I might. Merch falls out of our merch box a lot.
Before we get off here, we got a big sale at Big Sexy Beard Brand, 30% off until New Year's Eve, 11:59, and BigSexyBeardBrand.com. Of course, Sex Pot is the best scent in the world,
And I learned something yesterday from watching their little music one. You cannot stack his on top of that one, so you can't get a 50% off. You either get 20% off or 30% off. So I guess it depends on how much you want to spend.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was going to ask too. I'll get some more of that stuff. I still have that one. I use it once in a while. I don't let it spoil. All of a sudden, all I always smell is vinegar.
It does. It goes bad. Nothing keeps. But thanks again. Next week we will have Bill from the Embarrassment Men coming on.
The Embarrassed Men, and some other stuff. And so check that out. With the Christmas, just check everything out, man. There's a ton of stuff going on.
Yep. Like I said, the link
tree lighting coming soon.
The link for the very metal Christmas is in the description. Definitely go check that out. Show some love.
To the people that are